guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries brake light modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub-harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause, and then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we'll show you how to install this. It's really simple, and then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase, so we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. Now, I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started. So this particular bike has a special taillight configuration that has a very short wiring loom from the taillight itself, but it does have a sub-harness that goes into the compartment under the driver's seat that then passes all 5 wires responsible for the tail lighting system to the taillight. So what we'll do is make use of the specific harness that we've developed for this bike that interfaces with the sub-harness that we can access under the seat. This makes this installation vastly simpler. So let's take off the seat. We are then presented with this situation here. We'll remove this cover and we will need to get under here. So we'll slip off the rubber keeper for the ECU, flip the ECU over to this side. There is a sheath for all the wiring in this area here. We can either take it off the bike or just peel it back, whatever works best for you. And then we have to find this 5 conductor 6 position plug. So the yellow wire is your brake light, blue is your running light, black is your common ground for all of these, and green and brown correspond to the signals. We are going to be forwarding the signals and the ground to other functions, so that's why we had to make a special sub-harness for this bike. There really is only one way to fit these plugs together, so it makes it very simple. I've already made it this, but I'll show you guys. There's a 4 conductor plug that interfaces with our brake light modulator. You just seat that in there till it clicks. Good to go. Now, I like to have this set up in a way that is as flat as possible so that we can still have our ECU hang out in this compartment without any forces acting on it from below. So I'll just find a configuration of these connectors that enable all of this to sit flat while putting my brake light modulator on this side so that when I flip the ECU over, I have it here. I'm going to close up my sheath get my ECU back over. We can get the ECU strap back over the hook. All right, and now it's just a matter of situating our modulator here somewhere. What I like to do is have it in between these two cable pairs, and then I will take a zip tie and I will strap my modulator to this wiring setup here using this cable tie. As you can see, the housing for our modulator has a channel specifically designed into the body, in between the cap and the body of the housing, that can receive one of these wire ties. And once this is tight, cut off the excess. Let's test this thing, make sure we don't get too far. Running lights on. And we have modulator function. So pretty much good here. I will replace the cover and replace the seat. And we're good to go. For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These two Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from the receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program. Press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is a pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible. But again, freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.